Welcome to Give Permission to Ask Questions on a Monday morning. This is episode 1, season 4, Give Permission to Learn. So I have one of my friends, Andrew Stoute. He is a human resource graduate. He also does HR recruiting, job descriptions, and writes articles. So Andrew, how amazing are you? Is there anything else that I forgot?
No, actually, you got it all there. That's pretty good. Thank you for having me.
So what are you learning at the moment? What are things that you're learning?
I'm learning pretty much everything at this moment. I'm delving into leadership. I'm huge on empathetic leadership.
Mm.
I'm learning recruitment. I'm learning strength of engagement. I'm learning proper etiquette in the workplace. Like there's all kinds of stuff I'm learning at this time.
It's not just one thing, it's several things, right? Um,
Yeah.
even with Phoenix Career Development, we believe in 7 streams of income, 7 streams of spiritual growth. So you have to learn 7 different ways to make income and then 7 different ways to like enjoy the journey of life, which is super hard. So that's my learning and where I'm going with my learning. Um, what
hmm
why do you think that learning is important? Why is that important to you?
Well, I think learning is important because I find that people who practice continuous and lifelong learning tend to be happier in general. So I find that I've been happier since I've been on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that I feel personally engaged when I'm learning, especially something that I'm interested in, something that I can't put a book down or can't put an article down or can't stop listening to a podcast or video. So I know that it's something that interests me. I also feel that lifelong learning will enable me to maintain a better brain function. I'm getting older, we all get older, so it's important to continue to keep the brain functioning.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think it's important to learn continuously in some capacity because it'll allow me to learn how to adapt and how to be innovative.
So what I've learned in business is done at a grade 4 level. And sometimes like, cause you said about 4 different words about what you're learning. And I'm like, I don't actually know what that means. So like you were like, I'm learning how to be an empathetic leader, right? So what
Right.
what is an empathetic leader and how do you learn to be an empathetic leader is my question.
Okay, so an empathetic leader is a leader who cares about the engagement of their employees. So,
Okay.
for example, they're um, talking with their employees, asking them how their weekend was, or, you know, putting them in their office and once a week or once every couple of weeks saying, "Hey, how's everything going with the work? I noticed that your work something that we can help you out with." And an empathetic leader will be somebody who will notice an employee staying after hours, which in some cases, it's needed, but an empathetic leader will go to see an employee and say, "Listen, I've noticed you've been working a couple of days this week late. I know how your family and your children are important to you, and I know you like to spend time with them after work. What are some things that we can do to make sure, to ensure that you are leaving on time and having family time with your family? I think it's important. I know you think it's important. So where can we help you out?" So I would say that would be an empathetic leader to me.
Mhm. Um, so strength of engagement, that's the same, right? Is like what's the difference between empathetic leadership and strength of engagement? What is that?
Well, engagement, it's just basically engagement is just but an empathetic leader, if they're doing the things to make sure that the employee is happy, then the employee is going to be engaged. So I always say, I had one leader that I always told, it was probably one of the best leaders that I've ever had in my work life. And I always told him, said I would basically run through a wall for you. And that basically is to, because this guy would do anything and everything for me and for all my coworkers. So, whatever it took to help him out, I was willing to do.
Okay, so now we're learning about strength of engagement and we're learning about empathetic leadership. What are some of your strategies to learn how to like be an empathetic leader or learn how to like be a leader in general?
Well, one of the things I've actually been trying to do is I've always felt I'm a good listener, but I've also tried to improve on my listening skills because I feel an empathetic leader is a good listener. So, an empathetic leader is not necessarily somebody who is looking to solve the problem, but they're there they're there to realize when a problem needs to be solved and when the leader just needs to listen to the employee, and they might just need to vent for 20 minutes. So it's important to understand the differences between the two and not just throw your 2 cents in like, oh, well, this is what I would do and this is what I would do. It's not always needed depending on the situation, I would say.
I have noticed in my business all the way throughout, like running my own company, the first thing that I learned is there's a problem, you have to solve it. Like, what is the definition of an entrepreneurship? Problem solving skills. Like, why is life so hard? No
Right.
one uses problem solving skills. It all goes back to learning.
Right.
Learning
For
is
sure.
problem solving.
For sure.
So I love how you mentioned that because I'm like,
Yep.
that's a great strategy for sure. And like that's almost like what I would say is like when I'm learning, like number one, what is the problem? The problem at work is this, this, and this. So I don't recruit people. When you say you're a recruiter, how do you do that for your company or do you do that for other? Like, tell me about what you do as a recruiter.
So I help out others. So I have people that I've helped out find work, the work that they're wanting to get into or the field that they're wanting to get into. So I just have some kind of techniques, little things that I do to see if I could find them work. So obviously you're checking out job boards, you're checking to see what's out there. You're sending them, you're looking at their resume, getting them feedback on their resume. You're teaching them, going over interview questions with them, showing them where to, there's some great websites out there now that will help you to answer some questions that, in an interview. So yeah, I think just helping them out. A lot of people are nervous and, sometimes they just don't want to, apply for a job. They don't think that they are capable or they don't think they have the skills or the knowledge or
I
the
go back
abilities to
Wayne
the big.
Gretzky. Like you miss 100% of the shots you don't fire. So like if you don't apply for that amazing job, you're not going to get the amazing job. So
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't try, listen, you know, I think we've all failed. There's many things that I have personally have, you know, I'd say fail. I even hate the word fail, but um, that, it didn't go right for me. But I always look back now and I say, well, you know what, if I didn't try, then it means that I'm not getting to where I want to be. So I used the word adapt earlier. So when you're working on something, if it doesn't work, then okay, why is that not working? Well, let's see if we can, make the changes to make it work.
as a recruiter, who is your niche client? Like, who do you work for, or who do you like as your client as a recruiter?
Oh, it could be anywhere between, someone just looking for like in admin positions, or um, could be, if you've helped people just find retail work, something you're looking for, just to find something. So there's a lot of jobs out there right now. It's just a matter of, finding the right thing.
There is a lot of jobs out there for sure. Okay,
Yeah,
so give permission to learn. Did we learn everything that we needed to today?
I think so.
I think so too. I
Yeah.
appreciate your time. I always like chatting with you. So like we have more adventures to learn, but definitely
Oh,
give yourself permission to learn. Have an awesome week. Do what you got to do.